wrap up their season series here this afternoon at Rogers Center. Hello, everybody. I'm Buck Martinez, along with Rance Mullinax. And Rance, we have seen Vernon Wells' power come back a bit. He's hit 2 home runs in this series, and now he's on the verge of hitting 30 for the season.
Yes, and if he reaches 30, it will be the 3rd time in his career that he has reached that mark, hit 30 or more. He homered in the first ball game on Tuesday night. He homered again last night. He's up against a tough opponent in Felix Hernandez here this afternoon. We'll see if Vernon Wells can continue his hot streak.
Wells has 29. Jose Bautista has 49. And when you look at the tandem, they become one of the best power duos we have seen in Blue Jays franchise history.
Right now, the 4th best, Carlos Delgado and Sean Grange, set the mark at 86 in 1999. If they can finish strong, hey, maybe they have a shot to establish a new mark here for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Both of these hitters are in tough against a tough right-hander, Felix Hernandez. Hernandez is among the leading contenders for this year's Cy Young Award.
He leads in ERA, in innings pitched, and strikeouts. He has 3 starts left on the season. If he wins all 3, that will give him 15 wins on the season. Now the question mark becomes, is that enough for him to win the Cy Young?
Well, there's Cy Young talk, there's home run talk, and there's also talk of 200 hits for Ichiro. And for more on that, let's check in with Sam Cosentino, with a member of the Japanese media.
I'm with Keizo Konishi from Kyoto News, who has covered Ichiro his entire career, starting back in Japan and then here in North America in 2001. What type of significance would the 200 hits in 10-plus seasons have in Japan?
It's big. It's obviously big because, you know, Ichiro is one of the greatest Japanese baseball player and doing in the United States what nobody can really do that before.
When you talk about how big he is, can you put into perspective for us some of the Japanese players that have gone before him in relation to some of the North American players?
We have a legend player like Mickey Mantle or Babe Ruth or Lou Gehrig type of things. We have probably the biggest combination in the baseball Japanese history is Sadaharo, the greatest home run hitter in Japanese baseball, and the all-round third baseman Shigeo Nagashima. Those two are probably the biggest figure on the Japanese baseball history so far. And Ichiro may be getting to it or already very the same level as he playing now.
Do you notice any difference in covering him earlier in his career in Japan to the player he is now here in North America?
You know, it's a long time. It's almost like it's almost like a 17 or 18 years I've been covering with him. So I have so many things to tell, but I have no time to do it here.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Jose Bautista with 49 home runs goes up against Felix Hernandez. The big right-hander for Seattle has allowed just 16 home runs all season long. Bautista could be one swing away from 50.
The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Beautiful day here in Toronto. The roof is pushed back. It's a gorgeous afternoon. Blue Jays will wrap up their season series against Seattle. Teams have split the first two games in this series. The Mariners out-homered the Blue Jays in last night's game, 4-1. Take a look at the Mariners lineup, top of the order. Ichiro Suzuki's had 5 hits in this series. Sean Figgins, the second baseman. Jose Lopez, 5 for 9 in this series with 3 home runs. He had 3 home runs in the game last night. It's the first time a Mariner has had a 3 home run game since Mike Cameron in 2002. That gets his home run total up to 10 for the season, but he saw just 10 pitches last night all game long and ended up with 3 home runs. He was very aggressive early in the count.
Basically carried the offense last night for the Seattle Mariners. Sean Hill will be up against the Seattle Mariners this afternoon. Of course, the first hitter he will face will be Ichiro, who's chasing that magical 200 hit number for the 10th consecutive time. Comes into the ballgame with an ERA of 4.09. Over 11 innings of work, giving up 17 hits, struck out 6. Defensively for the Jays this afternoon, Snyder, Wells, and Bautista in the outfield. Encarnacion at third, Escobar at short, Hill at second, Overbay at first. Aaron Sebia will catch this afternoon. Sean Hill will do the pitching. And that is a defense that is anchored by the center fielder, Gold Glove winner Vernon Wells.
First pitch to Ichiro is a ball. Ichiro, as we mentioned, been on fire his last 7 games. He's 12 for 29 and has scored 8 runs. Cuts on the high fastball. It's even at 1-1. Ichiro had a 4-hit night here in the opener. This is just the second start Sean Hill has made against Seattle. Last time he pitched against the Mariners was June 13th of 2008. Third start for Hill since he has been called up from the minors. Pretty good pitch, just missed the inside corner, 3-1.
Well, Ichiro is in some very elite company. Pete Rose, on 10 different seasons, had 200 or more hits. But no one in baseball has accomplished it 10 consecutive seasons in a row. And Ichiro just 2 hits away from establishing that mark.
Cut on and missed. Ichiro strikes out. First out of the ball game.
Scouting report brought to you by TD. Banking can be this comfortable. Sean Hill, not a power pitcher. He'll pitch at 88 to 91. Good sink with his fastball, slider, and change. And his best pitch is that fastball with good sink. And when it's working, he can use it 85-90% of the time.
Sean Figgins fouls it out of play. Figgins has really picked it up here over the last couple of weeks, batting .400. Got off to a slow start with Seattle. This is his first year with the Mariners. Shows bunt, takes the ball outside. Sean Figgins is more of a complementary offensive player, a guy that has always hit leadoff in the lineup. Did that for the Angels for a number of years. Not going to be the case here in Seattle with Ichiro top of the order. But Figgins and Ichiro can really spark the offense. What they need in Seattle is a little more pop in their lineup, a little added run production. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sean Figgins really struggled early in the season, but as of late has really come on. The average is up to 258. He has stolen 40 bases on the season, so he's been productive.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Sean Hill to start the game. Good running fastball gets Figgins.
It's a fastball, and Figgins reacted as if he may have had something other than fastball in the back of his mind. And a good start for Hill, striking out Ichiro and Figgins.
Jose Lopez takes the first pitch off the plate inside. Lopez, we mentioned, a 3 home run night last night. He drove in 4 of the Mariners' 6 runs. As the count in his favor, 2-0. Last night, the 3 home run game, the 13th time it's happened this year. Blue Jays have 2 hitters that have hit 3 in a game. Ball is popped over near the seats and out of play. Edwin Encarnacion and John Buck have both had 3 homer games.
Yeah, it's interesting. Last night, the Mariners, as you mentioned, do not have really much power up and down the lineup, but all of their runs came as a result of a home run. 2-run home run by Saunders, and 3 by the man at the plate, one of which was a 2-run home run as well.
3-1 pitch to Lopez. On the ground, big hop for Encarnacion. Quick inning for Sean Hill. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. A 1-2-3 first. Blue Jays will bat bottom of the first when we come back. Bautista, Wells, Overmay, and Hill. And Aaron Hill against Felix Hernandez. Pretty good numbers, 5 for 13 with a pair of doubles. Hernandez is one of the toughest pitchers in all of baseball, and Aaron Hill has been up to the challenge.
Well, Aaron Hill, an outstanding fastball hitter, and you're going to see some of those from Felix Hernandez.
Felix Hernandez jumps ahead of Travis Snyder with a good fastball.
Let's take a look at 12 wins against 11 losses, but an excellent 2.35 ERA in 32 starts.
Popped up over near the Blue Jays dugout. Jose Lopez in the seats, makes a great catch. Oh my, great concentration by Lopez. He got to the railing, caught the ball, and fell into the seats. What a play.
Outstanding defensive play by Lopez, the third baseman. Has to contend with the wall, find the ball, lay out, and make the catch. That one's one for the highlight reel.
Well, you know, too, everybody on this Mariner team knows what's at stake for Felix Hernandez, so they're going to push a little bit harder on defense. And here's a great example of Lopez and his concentration. Big 2-hopper to shortstop. Josh Wilson throws out Junel Escobar. 2 quick outs here in the first.
Well, the Mariners defensively this afternoon, it's Saunders in left, Holman in center making his major league debut, Ichiro in right, Lopez at third, Wilson at short, Pickens at second, Smoke at first, Mangini catching making his major league debut this afternoon, and of course Felix Hernandez does the pitching. The shortstop, Josh Wilson, excellent hands, very good range, strong, accurate throwing arm. And very versatile, can play 3 positions defensively, can play second, short, and third.
Jose Bautista looks at a fastball downstairs. It's 2-0. We mentioned Felix Hernandez has given up just 16 home runs all season long. Pop this one straight back. Jose Bautista has never had a hit against Hernandez. He's 0 for 7.
Yeah, Felix Hernandez in his last start was pretty good. He took a no-hitter into the 8th inning against the Texas Rangers, a ball club that swings the bat.
Swing and a drive. High fly ball left field. This is deep. This is 50. Jose Bautista, his first hit against Hernandez is home run number 50. The 27th player in the history of the game to have a 50 home run season.
And a special moment for Jose Bautista and his teammates and everybody that's in the ballpark here this afternoon. It's quite an accomplishment, 50 home runs. Puts him in some very elite company.
Absolutely. Just 42nd time that there has been a 50 home run season. His name goes into the record books with a list of who's who in baseball. Bonds and McGuire and Mantle and Ruth. Maris. A-Rod. Ken Griffey Jr. And now Jose Bautista can talk about hitting home runs with the best of them. Full count to Vernon Wells. 2 outs. Blue Jays lead on a historic home run by Jose Bautista. There's the 2-out walk to Wells.
Jose Bautista gets a fastball up and out over the plate. A high drive to straightaway left field. And it looked like the wind was trying to hold the ball up just a little bit. Initially, it looked like it was definitely going to be a home run. But into the bullpen. Watch the reaction from his teammates.
First time a player has hit 50 home runs since 2007. Alex Rodriguez hit 54 in 2007, and Prince Fielder had a 50 home run season also in 2007. 2-0 to Lyle Overbay.
Now, Felix Hernandez here in the first inning. has not been real good with his location. He's not been real sharp with command so far, and he's paid the price. The home run, he walks Wells, and now he's 3-0 to overbase. So struggling a little bit trying to find that rhythm and release point right now. So maybe an opportunity for the Jays to take advantage of it.
Overbay pops this one up. Lopez again over at the wall, but this is well beyond his reach. You can't get too many looks at this swing. Michael Saunders, the left fielder, got to the wall, but it was into the bullpen, and the Blue Jays will be able to retrieve that historic baseball for Jose Bautista. Back-to-back two-out walks issued by Hernandez.
Hey fans, for every home run Toronto hits in today's game, you could win Sharp Aquos products, including a new HD Quadron TV and Blu-ray player. Enter online at hitahomerun.sharp.ca. Sharp Aquos with Quadron technology. You have to see it to see it.
And Jose Bautista has been doing it on a regular basis all year long. Hard to imagine he hit just 6 home runs in the month of June, but has amassed 50 for the season.
Well, you can go back. He hit just 4 in April. Of course, he was hitting in the leadoff spot and had a different approach than he has now. You're thinking more in terms of trying to get on base, see pitches, work the count. But since he's went into that 3 spot, it's been big numbers.
Aaron Hill's had big numbers against Felix Hernandez himself. There's a strike. Ball and a strike. 2 on 2 outs here in the first.
He has struggled as of late, has Aaron Hill. And it seems like it's been that kind of a season for him. Seems like he'll put together a couple of 3 games where he swings the bat well and looks like maybe he's good. He's found it and is going to go on a roll, and then goes right back to where he has 2 or 3 or 4 games where he really struggles. Just hasn't been able to be consistent the entire season.
Hit to short. Wilson to second for the force out, and the Blue Jays are retired in the first. But they take a 1-0 lead on a historic home run by Jose Bautista. Home run number 50 for Bautista. Just the 27th player in history to hit 50 home runs in a season. Congratulations, Jose.
As you mentioned, Mantle, Mays, Hank Greenberg, another Hall of Famer, Ken Griffey Jr. It's quite a list.
Justin Smoke will face Sean Hill. Takes the ball outside.
I think over the past decade, it's People have forgotten really how tough it is to hit 50 home runs. I remember through the 70s, only one player did it. George Foster did it in 1977.
Sean Hill misses with the changeup. It's 2-1. But you look at the last time 50 home runs was attained, 2007. Prince Fielder with the Brewers and Alex Rodriguez. Rodriguez had 54. It's the last time a player has hit 50 in a season. Fouled out of play. Justin Smoke, the rookie that was acquired in the Cliff Lee deal. He's had a tough series here in Toronto. He is 0 for 8 with 3 strikeouts. Just off the plate. Full count. Strike 3 call. Good running fastball catches the inside corner.
Well, Buck, a huge moment for Jose Bautista and his family. Mother Sandra on the left and Luis Americo, his father, in attendance, waiting for number 50 to be hit. They waited anxiously last night as that one wrapped around the foul pole, just foul. But here they get to witness number 50 by their son, who's had an outstanding year.
Another good strike thrown by Sean Hill. Michael Saunders had a home run in last night's game. Oh, Hill's got that inside corner zeroed in.
Right now he has both sides of the plate working for him. He's been able to run the fastball away, start it in off the plate, bring it back to the inside corner when he's chose to do so. It's the pitch he struck out Saunders, excuse me, Justin Smoke with.
Changeup just missed the outside corner. It's 2-2. Another changeup, and Saunders goes down swinging. That's 4 strikeouts already for Sean Hill.
Very good changeup. He doubled up with the changeup, and this one had some excellent late movement to it. And Saunders completely fooled.
Broken bat. Escobar has to get out of the way of the barrel. He had no chance to make that play. Adam Moore shattered the bat, and boy, in light of what has happened recently, Tyler Colvin of the Cubs, Escobar was very aware that that bat was coming right at his head. Can't do much about this.
Nope, the bat arrives before the baseball, and you could see by the replay that he had to avoid the barrel of the bat first and then try to make the play, and at that point, no chance. Self-preservation came before making the play, and you can't blame him for that.
Moore's aboard. First hit of the game. For those of you who aren't aware, Tyler Colvin, a young outfielder for the Chicago Cubs, was a base runner at third in Miami, playing the game, and a broken bat, much like the one that just came close to Escobar, struck him in the chest, just under the collarbone, and punctured his chest cavity to a point where he had air get into his chest cavity. He had to be hospitalized, and they had to go through a procedure to make sure his lungs didn't collapse. But it was very frightening, and it was just a matter of inches away from his carotid artery. And I don't know what it's going to take for baseball to do something, but that's about as close as you want it to get. But you've got to do something about these bats. They are entirely too dangerous. Colvin was just released from the hospital, and he's unable to fly. And he is going to miss the rest of the season, but his grandfather drove him from Miami back to South Carolina to his home. So his season came to an abrupt end because of a broken back. Cut on and missed. Sean Hill strikes out the side. Through 2 innings, Hill has 5 strikeouts. Blue Jays lead it 1-0. Their son, and you can see they're communicating back, obviously thrilled to be able to share this magic moment with their son. Adam Lynn takes the first pitch strike from Hernandez. Bautista's accomplishment, he becomes the 26th player, I misspoke when I mentioned 27, 26th player in the history of the game to hit 50 or more home runs in a single season. Each time he goes deep, he establishes a new franchise record for homers in a season. Another good curveball from Hernandez. He's ahead, a ball and 2 strikes.
And he earned it. Hit it off one of the best starters in Major League Baseball, Felix Hernandez, over his last 8 starts, an ERA.
Cut on and missed the fastball. That's the first strikeout for Hernandez. 1 out to start the second.
Of 0.91 in 59 in the 3rd innings of work. And he has a chance, if he can finish with an ERA of 2.50 or less, he will be just the 5th pitcher in the American League to accomplish that. Should say starting pitcher. Since 1950. Jim Palmer did it twice. Pedro Martinez 4 times. Gary Peters 4 times. And Tommy John twice.
Pretty impressive company for Felix Hernandez. Just 24 years old. Today's start for Hernandez in his career, making his 172nd start. Good curveball. Encarnacion swings and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Number 9, JP Garcia.
2 down, bottom of the second. J.P. Arancibia starting for just the 6th time behind the plate. Hasn't had too many opportunities to play since he's joined the ball club. Good news and bad news for J.P. You get to play today, but you get to face Felix Hernandez. 1 for 22 since his debut. Pulled on the ground. Lopez knocks it down, rights himself, and throws out Aaron Sebia. So a quick inning for Felix Hernandez. A 3-up, 3-down second. Blue Jays hold on to a 1-0 lead. Owner, guest of Sick Kids Hospital. We're glad to have you here and enjoying this great afternoon. They're there in those comfy chairs, courtesy of TD Canada Trust, and they got to see a historic home run, the 50th home run for Jose Bautista in the first inning. .50 home runs and 115 RBI now for Bautista. Greg Hallman making his major league debut.
See his numbers there at AAA Tacoma, 33 home runs. That batting average at .243, but obviously he has some serious power. The Pacific Coast League typically is a pretty good league for a hitter, but Tacoma is a ballpark where the ball does not travel. The air is heavy, especially at night. And he hit those 33 home runs in 112 games.
Strike three call. That good running fastball catches the outside corner. 6 strikeouts now for Sean Hill.
And he's done it with this type of command to both sides of the plate, with his fastball, mixing in a changeup on occasion. Just a perfect pitch.
Shortstop Josh Wilson with 1 out. Looks at a fastball downstairs. Wilson did not play in last night's game. Chris Woodward got the start. Wilson opened up the series at short. Went 0 for 4. There's a high pop-up into shallow left. Snyder's there. 2 quick outs. Sean Hill talked about his style of pitching when he was healthy, coming to the big leagues with Montreal and pitching in Washington. He was a sinker ball pitcher. Had command of both sides of the plate, and we're seeing that style here today. And he said, when I was pitching in National League, people referred to Brandon Webb as a guy that I was very similar to, throwing a lot of sinking fastballs.
Well, he really is. He doesn't throw quite as hard as Webb. He can run it up there at 93, 94 with that sink.
Ichiro fouls it off, a ball and strike.
But so far today, Sean Hill has been just a perfect example of it doesn't have to be 94 or 95. As long as it has some movement and you can command it, keep it down.
Base hit down the left field line. Ichiro headed for second base. Goes all the way into the corner. Ichiro Suzuki with 199 hits. A 2-out double in the third.
But sometimes when you're facing Ichiro, it really doesn't matter where you throw it. He can get wood on it. Trying to go in, the ball out over the plate, and that's right to his bread and butter. I think Ichiro could get wood on a bullet.
And tell you where he's going to hit it. He's at second representing the tying run, Sean Figgins. The strikeout victim his first time up. Late on a fastball. .257 for the season. Not a power hitter. He's a guy that you count on to score runs. Hop down the left side, slicing into foul ground. Hill's out in front, 0-2. Good opportunity for Sean Hill to make an impression. Heading into the offseason and leading up to next spring training. Just foul outside the bag at third. Seems as though the Mariners have picked up on Hill's approach and they're just going to try to take him the opposite way. First time through the order, 6 strikeouts.
Well, sometimes with a sinker ball pitcher, when you try to go inside like he did to Ichiro and you leave it, it runs back out over the plate and it gets hit hard. Sometimes you get a little bit hesitant to maybe try to start that ball inside, bring it back to the inside corner. He most certainly has Figgins set up to come in there hard.
There it is. He knocks it down. Hill gets to it quickly. Not in time to get Figgins at first. Sean Hill did a good job of getting his glove up. He knocked it down. Ichiro goes from second to third. That ball was headed to center field if he doesn't get a glove on it.
It's pretty much self-defense. The ball hit very hard. Again, he tried to go inside but didn't get it in quite far enough. And because of the speed of Sean Figgins, he's able to beat it out. A nice play to knock it down. He recovered quickly, bare hand, quick snap throw, but Figgins just too fast.
Runners hit to corners, 2 outs for Lopez. Fastball misses outside. You can see Sean Hill's background as a shortstop. He played shortstop as a kid. Boy, he jumped on that ball in a hurry. Good reactions to knock it down, and he made it a lot closer at first than I thought it would be. Change up, 2-0. (3-0). Lopez showing a lot more patience this afternoon. In last night's game, he saw a total of 10 pitches, hit 3 home runs in 4 at-bats.
Didn't see a lot of pitches, but when he got a mistake last night, he didn't miss it. And that's oftentimes an indication that a hitter is seeing it large, as they like to say.
3-0, swinging away. There's the throw to second for the force out. Sean Hill strains a couple of base runners. Jose Bautista will bat third. Bottom of the third inning. Trying to improve on 50 home runs. Ford C. Frick Award. You can vote on Facebook.com/Baseball Hall. Click on poll and vote for the late great radio voice Tom Cheek. Voting closes September 30th. Make sure you get online and log your vote for Tom Cheek. Started broadcasting with the first game, 1977, when the Blue Jays opened up against the White Sox. High breaking ball. It's a ball on the strike to Travis Snider. Snider was victimized by a very good defensive play by Jose Lopez in his first at bat. Lopez leaned into the seats along the third base foul line to make a great catch to start the game. Lopez has had quite a series with the bat and with the glove. Good fastball from Hernandez. And a lot of discussion about the Cy Young competition. Felix Hernandez in the middle of it. Two other starters today will also be in the battle. David Price of Tampa Bay and CC Sabathia of the Yankees will hook up tonight when the Yankees and Tampa Bay wrap up their 4-game series. I would imagine most people leaning towards CC Sabathia with 20 wins. 2-2. Foul tipped and dropped by the catcher Adam Moore.
Well, there's no starter in baseball that's pitched any better than Felix Hernandez. He just simply hasn't had the run support all season long. There have been, in his 11 losses this season, the Mariners have scored a total of 14 runs.
Chopped to shortstop. Good play by Wilson to get Snider first out. Tune in tonight for more baseball on Sportsnet. The finale of that Rays-Yankee series we were talking about. It'll be a battle of the two Cy Young contenders, David Price against CC Sabathia. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time on Sportsnet East, Ontario, West, and Pacific. Great American League matchup. Yankees have won 2 of the first 3 games in that series. Wade Davis came back and got a good start. They had a long rain delay. 2 hours and 11 minutes last night in the Bronx, and Tampa Bay came back to win it.
But in those 11 losses, just 14 runs scored by the Mariners, just 7 runs scored over those 11 losses while Hernandez was actually in the game. So just no run support the entire season.
0-2. Bouncing ball right side. Sean Figgins from the shallow right field throws out Escobar. 2 outs.
Buck with Fred Lewis not playing a lot and Travis Snider getting most of the at-bats. He'll be shut down for the season. Bunion surgery on his left foot. So Fred Lewis's season is done with the Blue Jays.
Jose Bautista. Good swing at a fastball. Bautista with the home run in the first off of Felix Hernandez. Pops this one up. Back into the seats on the right side. Jose Bautista was 0 for 7 against Felix Hernandez before that home run. And as we mentioned, Hernandez had just given up 16 home runs all season long. So something had to give, and it was Bautista who came through.
Here's a look at the home run in the first inning. A fastball out over the plate. A high drive into the Jays bullpen.
Good battle going on as Hernandez threw that tough sinking fastball.
And that's the only hit that Hernandez has given up this afternoon. Just the home run to Bautista.
Felix Hernandez was signed as a non-drafted free agent. out of Venezuela. Off the end of the bat. Sean Figgins has plenty of time. Bautista's retired. Hernandez, as we mentioned, giving up just one hit, but it was a big home run. Blue Jays lead it 1-0.
Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Whale of a ball game going on here at Rogers Center. Sean Hill, through 3 innings, has 6 strikeouts. Felix Hernandez, his mound opponent, has held the Blue Jays to just 1 hit. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Justin Smoke. Sean Hill making his 3rd start of the season. Three and 0. Quite a contrast in experience. This is just the 43rd start for Sean Hill. And there's the leadoff walk issued to Justin Smoke. We mentioned Felix Hernandez was making his 172nd start. Sean Hill has been dealing with injuries his entire career, including 2 Tommy John surgeries. Takes a lot of good fortune, a lot of great ability, and some luck to avoid injuries. Michael Saunders takes a strike. Felix Hernandez, just 18 years old when he made his debut with the Mariners. Popped out of play. Actually, Hernandez was 19 years old and 118 days. Debuted August 4th, 2005.
Just 24 years old as it is. Seems like he's been around a lot longer than that.
0-2 to Saunders. Popped up. That's going to get back out of play. Good off-speed pitch. Saunders goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 7 for Sean Hill.
Let's take a look over his first 2 starts. Well, he's already received more run support here this afternoon than he did against Texas or Baltimore.
Does a nice job of staying ahead. You can see he's walked just 1 batter in each of his first 2 starts. He has issued a walk here this afternoon to Justin Smoke. Blue Jays trying to get a feel for what kind of pitching depth they have up and down the organization. We have seen Kyle Drabek make his first 2 major league starts.
Well, Sean Hill here this afternoon is basically, he's been a 2-pitch pitcher. It's been either the sinker or the changeup. Both of them have been very effective, and don't know if in the future he'll be in the rotation, but with the type of command that he has and the good sink and change, could definitely be a guy that could pitch out of the bullpen. Because number one, coming in out of the bullpen, you have to be able to throw strikes and make quality pitches. And he has shown here this afternoon, and as you mentioned in his first 2 starts, he doesn't walk people, he throws strikes.
What you like to see out of your long man in the bullpen. Good pitch, inside fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bruce Walton, the pitching coach, has said time and time again he'd like to have a long man, possibly 2, in the bullpen that he puts together next year. A guy that can give him multiple innings on occasion. Bounced there. Sevier makes a throw to second, an ill-advised throw, and fortunately Vernon Wells is right there. Aaron Sevier had no chance at all, and he just made a bad choice to throw that ball to second.
Very ill-advised throw. He's unable to keep the ball in front of him, and Hill's got the hands up like, just eat it, don't throw it. And we were fortunate that Smoke didn't move over to third base.
Full count now to Adam Moore. And Smoke at second base, 1 out. Blue Jays leading 1-0. Hopped into shallow right field. Hill shading his eyes with his bare hand and makes the catch. Hill really got in on the hands of Adam Moore. 2 outs.
And I think there for a moment someone needed to remind Aaron Hill that you get 3 outs. He kind of reacted after he caught that ball like that was the 3rd out of the inning.
Two outs, runner in scoring position, Matt Mangini. Also in his first major league game, he struck out to end the second. Mangini was the 52nd overall pick in the 2007 draft. He was a sandwich pick between rounds 1 and 2. Bouncing ball. Hill makes a nice play, throws to first to retire Mangini. Leadoff walk, but Hill strands that. Blue Jays still lead 1-0.
Plus Blu-ray player. Quatron, it's 4 colors, not 3. To enter, visit hitahomerunwithsharp.ca. That's hitahomerunwithsharp.ca.
You see Hernandez standing on the mound. He's waiting for the home plate umpire. Mike Estabrook has left the field. Sometimes what happens is maybe have an equipment problem and go back in and fix a shin guard or something. He is all set to go now. Hernandez wraps up his warm-ups and we're set. Felix Hernandez giving up just 1 hit. That was the solo home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. And then he walked back-to-back hitters, including Vernon Wells, and after that, he settled in very nicely, thank you. He's now retired 7 in a row. What do you like about Hernandez as far as the way he pitches? What kind of challenges does he present to a batter?
Well, aside from the fact that he has great stuff, and for a power pitcher, very good command. And we were talking before the game, and you pointed out the fact that, you know, his pitching coach, Carl Willis, says one of the things that makes him so successful is that he reads bats very well, which translates to mean that he reads how a hitter is reacting to certain pitches. If you're reacting well to a fastball, he will recognize that and go to something else.
Moves the ball around very effectively. Pitches to both sides of the plate.
And anytime you're facing a pitcher.
High fly ball, center field. Howman's got great speed on the warning track. Makes the catch. Wells is retired.
Anytime you have a pitcher who is very good at reading and identifying how a hitter's reacting to certain pitches in certain locations and can make that adjustment from pitch to pitch very quickly, it really presents a lot of problems for a hitter.
Lyle Overbay walked in the first inning. One of those back-to-back walks after the Bautista home run. Running fastball off the plate.
You mentioned if Hernandez were to win today and then his next 2 starts, that would give him 15 wins. And that's probably not going to be enough.
Broken bat, grounder to shortstop. Wilson in time to get Overbay. And again, a barrel of a bat explodes. And look at the wicked end of that bat. And people continue to deny the danger of this, but watch where the barrel ends up. Hernandez is aware of where it is. He jumped out of the way.
You would think that there might be some type of substance that you could take and put on the bat from somewhere starting where the label's at down a little bit, not all the way down to where the hands would be, where a hitter gripped the bat, that when it did break would prevent it from
shattering. Yep. There's a ground ball to short. Hill's retired. Another quick inning for Hernandez. Just 8 pitches to get through the Blue Jays in the 4th. Hernandez still trails 1-0.
of NHK, which is broadcasting this game live to Japan right now. It is very early in the morning, 13 hours ahead of Toronto time, as the first out of the inning has been made. 40 requests on top of those accredited already by Major League Baseball are in attendance to watch Ichiro try to become the first player to have 200 or more hits in 10 consecutive seasons. He will hit here third in the inning with already one down. Buck?
And you can bet there are people watching it basically 20 minutes to 3 in the morning in Japan, watching Ichiro play this game. And it is a big deal. Baseball is a passion in Japan. And in Sam's interview prior to the game, talking about the media attention as Wilson gets hit by that pitch, they compared the attention to that of what we afforded Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth. Ichiro is that big in Japan. And now he's got a chance to reach the 200 hit plateau for the 10th consecutive time. He's singled in his last at bat. One out. Ichiro, he doubled in his last at bat down the left field line. There it is. Right on cue. Wilson stops at second. Ichiro has just amassed 200 hits for the 10th consecutive time in his career.
And that deserves a standing ovation as well. Again, another special moment here this afternoon. Anybody with 200 hits in 10 consecutive seasons is an amazing feat.
Been a remarkable player his entire career. Started out in Japan, came over here as a 27-year-old, and has put up record numbers ever since. Made the All-Star team every year, and now he has 10 consecutive 200 hit seasons. First and second, one out. Sean Figgins. Figgins singled off Sean Hill's glove his last time up. A ball and a strike. Pretty interesting series, the 3 games between the Blue Jays and the Mariners. A 50 home run reached by Jose Bautista. Now 200 hits for Ichiro Suzuki. Impressive milestones. Two balls and a strike to Sean Figgins. One nothing Blue Jays. Bounced foul.
Here's a look at the most consecutive seasons with 200 or more hits. Suzuki with 10. Willie Keeler with 8. Boggs with 7. And Chuck Klein with 5. I believe that's 5.
Popped up left field. Travis Snyder was shallow. He makes the catch. Figgins is retired. 2 down. Yeah, so much for the adjustment period for Ichiro. When he first came over from Japan, he got 200 hits the first year, and he's not stopped. He has the single season hit record, 262 hits in a season. And it truly looks like he can hit when he wants to.
That's the old saying. You come into the clubhouse and say, you hit when you can, I hit when I want to. Yeah, his first season in 2001, he hit .350 and had 242 hits. Didn't take him long to make adjustments.
He bunted a little bit more back then in 2001. Really had to play the infield in, and when you did that, you limited the range of the corner infielders. He doesn't bunt as much anymore. Jose Lopez. Two balls and no strikes, 2 outs, 5th inning. There's a strike.
Good 2-0 sinking fastball in a good spot. Fell behind Lopez in his first at bat 3-0, but was able to induce a ground ball out to the shortstop. Pitching him very carefully here this afternoon.
Fly ball down the right field line. That's trouble, but it slices into the seats, out of play.
After the 3 home runs last night, and all 3 of those home runs came off fastballs, and they were all pretty much about the same location, about belt high, up kind of out over the plate.
Two and two, 2 on, 2 outs.
But on the season, Lopez is hitting .236, so the average is way down.
Lopez putting up a fight here against Sean Hill. Fights off that inside fastball.
And Lopez last year, he had just 10 home runs and had to hit 3 last night to have 10 on the season coming into the ballgame this afternoon. But he did hit 25 last year, so he does have pop in his bat. I mean, the 3 home runs were not a fluke.
Doesn't have the protection he had in the lineup a year ago. He had Adrian Beltre and Russell Branyan for a full season last year. 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Lyle Overbay over near the dugout. Can't make the play. Overbay was playing well off the line, had a long run, and that ball hit right up against the fence. So we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Mariners' third baseman.
Got a pretty good battle going on right here between Sean Hill and Jose Lopez.
Bounce to third. Encarnacion will race to the bag and beat the baseman. Lopez is finally retired on a force out as Wilson is forced at third. Ichiro Suzuki, 2 more hits today. Number 200 is a single to center. 10 straight 200-hit seasons for Ichiro. He leads the American League in hits. Jose Bautista hit his 50th home run of the season with 2 outs in the first inning. A couple of great milestones accomplished here this afternoon at Rogers Center. Congratulations to Ichiro and Jose Bautista.
So we have one that leads the league in hits. We have another one that leads the league in home runs.
They both lead the majors. Adam Lynn struck out his first time up. That good Hernandez running fastball away got him. There it is again. Hernandez has retired 10 straight. Got Aaron Hills, who hit into a fielder's choice to end the first. You can see Hernandez knows himself very well. When he throws a bad pitch, he makes the adjustment himself on the mound, reminding himself to stay fluid through the zone and go right at the hitter. Makes a great adjustment, takes something off, and strikes out Lynn.
Third baseman, number 12, Edwin Encarnacion.
One out in the 5th. That last pitch, 91 miles an hour, but he had such a good feel for it, he just ran it away from Lynn.
Well, you pointed out how quickly he makes adjustments. The pitch prior to the last one to Lynn, he flew off of it a little bit. The ball was well off the plate and outside. Came back with the same pitch, made the adjustment mechanically, and in a perfect spot.
Ground ball to short. Wilson has it. Encarnacion's retired. Left-hander Brad Mills starting to loosen up for the Blue Jays. Sean Hill has gone 5 innings. He's allowed just 4 hits to Seattle. J.P. Arancibia has done a good job behind the plate today, working with Sean Hill. Breaking ball for a strike. Arancibia hasn't had a lot of chances to play. We mentioned this is just his 6th start behind the plate. A little curveball there. It's 0-2. Felix Hernandez is starting to feel it.
There you go to the plate looking for that 95, 96.
2 strikeouts in the inning. Hernandez has now retired 13 straight Blue Jays. But just like the rest of this season, he is behind 1-0. He needs some run support. Hill, 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, and 7 strikeouts today against the Mariners.
He was very sharp here this afternoon. Very good command of it. Very good sinker. Mixed in his changeup on occasion. Keep the hitters off balance. 5 innings. He walked just 1, struck out 7, and he's in line to pick up a win here if the Jays can hold the lead the rest of the way.
Brad Mills comes out of the bullpen to start the 6th inning. This pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Well, Brad Mills with a 5.40 ERA in 5 games. Opponents hitting just .233 against him, but he struggled with lack of command. And that's been a problem for him. He's in 20 innings. He's walked 12.
This will be his first outing since last Sunday at Boston. Worked an inning and 2/3 and walked a batter. He has been more effective against right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters. Uses that changeup very effectively. Justin Smoke bats right-handed. The switch-hitting first baseman is 0 for 1 with a walk. There's that changeup popped into shallow left field. Escobar is back, makes the catch, 1 out.
Come on out to the Rogers Center Wednesday night against the Yankees. The first 35,000 fans will receive a commemorative ticket honoring Cito's career with the Blue Jays. It's Thank You Cito Night. Joe Carter and Pat Henkin will be in attendance. Come say thank you to Cito Gaston. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com. Most Rogers Plus locations or call 416-341-1234.
A great career coming to an end, and Cito Gaston should be honored appropriately on Wednesday night. Yankees are in town, final game of a 3-game series, and it'll be the last time you can say thank you to Cito Gaston in person here at Rogers Center. Michael Saunders got jammed on an inside pitch. Saunders has gone down swinging twice today. Sean Hill got him a couple of times on changeups. There's a fastball for a strike. A curveball, but outside, 2-2. Mills is pitching out of the stretch, and his background is as a starting pitcher, but you can see that since he's come here to the Blue Jays, he's pitched out of the bullpen, and he wants to have a little better feel. There's a changeup, strike 3. Saunders strikes out for the 3rd time.
It's an excellent pitch, good changeup in a perfect spot. You know, the old theory always goes that if you're a left-handed pitcher, you can't throw a changeup to a left-handed hitter. But why not? If the concept or the belief is you're going to disrupt his timing, you can throw it to anybody. Doesn't matter if they're righty or lefty.
Fastball misses down and away. Adam Moore, the catcher, is 1 for 2, catching the 2nd time in this series. Goes after that outside pitch, ball on a strike. Mills made 3 starts for the Blue Jays, a couple of spot starts. He was called up when they needed a spot starter. Right now, the Blue Jays are operating with a 6-man rotation, so Mills has to get his innings out of the pen. Well, that's some changeup right there.
Well, it really is, and it's got a little bit of late movement to it as well. It kind of moved down and away from the right-handed hitter. But that, no doubt, is his go-to pitch, his out pitch. A good changeup. He has a very good one.
Trying to get him to chase that fastball.
And if he chases it, that's all well and good, but that most certainly, after you show him the fastball kind of up and in, can set that changeup again if you choose to go back to it.
Back into center field. Hill with the dive couldn't make a play on it, and Moore has his 2nd hit of the afternoon. Like they tried to come inside and didn't get it exactly where they wanted it.
And hit very hard, and because it hits the mound, it takes a big hop. And Aaron Hill almost able to come up with it.
Matt Mangini in his first major league game is 0 for 2 so far. First pitch fastball in there. Mangini and Hallman came up yesterday. They were called up from the minor leagues and didn't waste any time getting their first game out of the way. Blue Jays lead 1-0. Jose Bautista's first inning home run, the only run of the ball game. Mangini gets jammed with that fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Man at first, 2 outs. The floater just outside. Aaron Sebia thought it was strike 3. He was headed to the dugout. Aaron Sebia and Mills work together at Las Vegas, so they have a pretty good idea what's most effective for Mills. Bounce towards second. Hill will go to first base for the out. Mangini's retired. Brad Mills comes in and gives up a hit, but strands a base runner. Still 1-0 Blue Jays. Felix Hernandez. Last batter to reach base was Lyle Overbay, who got a 2-out walk back in the first. Good curveball from Hernandez. He has got everything working right now.
The fastball, the curveball. And he at times has thrown some 4-seam fastball, or excuse me, 2-seam fastballs this afternoon. Had great movement.
There's one of them right there. Deep it's short. Wilson's going to have to hurry. No time at all. Base hit for Travis Snyder. Boy, he gets out of the box in a hurry. It does snap 13 straight retired.
He did get away good. The ball's away from him. He just kind of slapped at it and ran. And Wilson, the shortstop, really should have made an effort to try to get around the ball and charge it. He laid back, and at this point he's finished, maybe not realizing that Snyder gets down the line pretty good.
Just the second hit of the afternoon off of Felix Hernandez. Junel Escobar bunts it off the plate. Hernandez thinks about second, but goes to first to retire Escobar. One out, man at second for Jose Bautista.
Hernandez demonstrated some very good athleticism on that bunt. He bounced off the mound very quickly. For a man his size, he can really move around. Hey, you talked about probably not going to have enough wins to win the Cy Young, but consider this. Over the past 20 seasons, there have been 13 pitchers that have led their league in ERA and strikeouts. Of those 13, 12 have won the Cy Young Award.
Well, he has a comfortable lead in both categories. He now has 225 strikeouts for the season. Check that, 226. And he has a big lead in ERA. He leads the American League in innings pitched.
The only exception in 2002, Pedro Martinez led the American League in strikeouts and in ERA, but Barry Zito was awarded the Cy Young.
Inside, Bautista jumps out of the way. 3-1.
Show you, I think, a great indication of the lack of run support is in his 9 no decisions this season. He's had an ERA of 1.92.
There's the walk issued to Bautista. Hernandez wasn't going to give him a fat pitch in that at bat, but the base open.
That was kind of that unintentional, intentional walk. He definitely was not going to give in to Bautista.
Another aspect that might surprise you when you think about Hernandez is just 24 years old. He knew exactly what he had to do to Bautista in that situation. So now he will deal with Vernon Wells with 2 on and 1 out. And gets right back into it with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. If you don't think he knows what he's doing on the mound, you're mistaken. Third base. Lopez steps on third, throws to first, double play just like that. Hernandez pitches around Bautista, gets the double play off the bat of Vernon Wells, and the defense has picked him up again. Ball takes Lopez right to the bag at third. Force out, cross the diamond, a double up Wells. It's still a 1-0 ball game. By Burger King, home of the Whopper.
Well, in the first inning, in his first at bat this afternoon, number 50. for Jose Bautista into the Jays bullpen. And then another milestone later in the ball game. Ichiro with this base hit to center, number 200 on the season, 10 consecutive years he's accomplished that feat.
A couple of great milestones accomplished here this afternoon. Jose Bautista in the first inning, his 50th home run, and then Ichiro Suzuki with a pair of hits today, and the 200th hit of his season came in the 5th inning. What a career. New pitcher for the Blue Jays will be Jason Frazier. Brad Mills had a good inning of work. He allowed just a single and nothing more. Frazier will take over here in the 7th.
Jason Frazier will be pitching in his 65th game this afternoon. Opponents hit .248 against him, averaging a little better than a strikeout per inning of work. 58 innings, he struck out 61, and he'll be here to get the Jays to the 8th inning.
Greg Hallman in his major league debut. Interesting in that Hallman is from the Netherlands. Born and raised in Haarlem, Netherlands. Become a big baseball country. Netherlands was represented in the World Baseball Classic, and Hallman played on that team in 2009. Very athletic outfielder with some power. The Netherlands was managed by Rod Delmonico, former head coach, University of Tennessee. And the pitching coach was Bert Blyleven. Two balls and a strike. Pop out of play.
Speaking of Bert Blyleven, there's someone that should be in the Hall of Fame if you look at his overall numbers.
Should be in the Hall of Fame for sure, and would make a very good pitching coach. Did a heck of a job with the Netherlands. We just saw Rick Vandenhurk in the Baltimore series, and he was on that team with Hallman during the 2009 World Baseball Classic. Another pop out of play.
Yeah, Felix Hernandez on August 25th recorded his 1,000th career strikeout, one of the youngest to ever do so, but the 4th youngest actually. But Bert Blyleven had struck out 1,000 by the age of 23.
Two and two to Hallman. Inside, full count. Jason Frazier in ball game in the 7th inning, trying to protect a 1-0 Blue Jays lead. Sean Hill in line for the win. Brad Mills did a good job with an effective 6th inning. Off the end of the bat, Escobar backpedals into shallow center and makes the catch. 1 out. Frazier will now face the number 9 hitter, shortstop Josh Wilson. Wilson was hit by a pitch the last time up. Good breaking ball. Frazier gets ahead. Jason Frazier started out the season as the Blue Jays closer. It has really come on second half of the season. His velocity's been consistently 93, 94 miles an hour, and he's pitched very effectively in the 7th and 8th inning role. Pop to right field. Bautista battling the sun, backpedaling, and makes the catch. 2 outs.
Well, Jason Frazier Been a very important part of this bullpen, which has been outstanding for the Jays the entire season. If you look at him just based upon stature, you wouldn't think that he throws real hard, but an outstanding arm. 94, 95, a good hard slider, and at times he has a split finger to go with it that can be unhittable.
Ichiro Suzuki with 2 hits in the game so far. He is 6 for 8 against Jason Frazier for his career. Takes a fastball on the corner. Split-fingered changeup that runs down and away works very effectively for Frazier, but Ichiro identified it and laid off. Right back to the mound. Frazier has it. Ichiro's retired. Good inning for Jason Frazier. A 1-2-3-7. Blue Jays still holding on to a 1-0 lead. Blue Jays batting bottom of the 7th inning. Felix Hernandez has allowed just 2 hits, but one of those has left the ballpark. Jose Bautista's 50th home run of the season. Pitching has certainly been the theme of 2010. Good curveball, but it's low. The Mariners are 3rd in the American League in ERA as a team. Coming into this ball game, Felix Hernandez led All-American League pitchers with a 2.35 ERA. I don't know if it's coincidence or the fact that there has been performance-enhancing drug testing going on, been in place for a while, but there are an awful lot of good young pitchers in the game now. Look at David Price and how he has developed so quickly over in the National League. Matt Latos is 22. That entire Oakland A's pitching staff under 26 years old. A lot of good young pitchers. And Hernandez is just 24 himself.
Well, you look at the Jays rotation. The average age of the Jays rotation is quite young. But there are a lot of pitching staffs around, be it young or with a little bit of age, that have been very, very good this year. It's seen a number of ball clubs starting pitching. Great depth in their bullpen.
San Francisco Giants as a team have an ERA at 1.57 for the month of September. Overbay looks at the curveball and he takes the walk to start the seventh. Commentator clothing provided in part by Z Zenya. Statistical information provided by Stats Inc. Music provided by Universal Canada. A beautiful day in Toronto. In Ontario, just a few blocks away from Rogers Centre. Aaron Hill pops up the first pitch over near the dugout and back into the seats. Hernandez has walked 4 here this afternoon. Had 2 walks with 2 outs in the first after Bautista hit the home run. Looked like he got rattled a bit, but then was able to retire Aaron Hill to end the first, and then the walk to Bautista in the 6th. That was more or less intentional as he pitched around Bautista to set up the double play. Another pop-up.
Well, he really did. He just pitched around Bautista. And he has walked Overbay twice this afternoon. And he walked him with a breaking ball, which leads you to believe that he knows I'm in a 1-run ball game right now. And I make a mistake with a fastball to Overbay, he might hit it out of the ballpark, and he just feels very comfortable. If I walk him with a breaking ball, then I'll go after Hill, Lind, and Encarnacion.
There's that good sinker again, and Hill fouls it off.
And that's just an indication. You've talked about his maturity as a pitcher, even though he's just 24 years old. Thinking all the time on the mound about the situation, who's on deck, who's following the man on deck, and who am I comfortable going after, and saying to himself, 3-2, I'm not going to give in with a fastball to Overbay.
Jammed Hill again. He's 24 years old, but Hernandez has been pitching in the Venezuelan Winter League for Lara. Blue Jays had a long working relationship with Lara in Barquisimeto, Venezuela. And I just think that young Latin players have a distinct advantage because they play winter ball. On the ground, shortstop Wilson to second for 1. Figgins back to first. What a double play. Josh Wilson really did a good job going into the hole and throwing a strike to Sean Figgins, who made quick work around the bag at second.
Well, very
tough one.
Very good feel and awareness by Wilson, knowing that I've got to get rid of the ball very quick in order for Figgins to have a chance to turn the double play. That's exactly what he did. Gave him a perfect feed, perfect relay. As soon as the ball hit the glove, it was gone. That was an outstanding double play.
Boy, and Overbay did a good job. He was all over Sean Figgins at second, but Figgins hung in there and made a good strong throw to first. We have seen the Mariners really turn it up a notch on defense, and it started with the first play of the day. Jose Lopez going into the seats. There's a long drive down the left field line. Saunders will run out of room. Oops. Lost his footing. Get back over there. What people will do for a baseball, huh?
It's a wonder they don't get hurt more often diving over seats. And always scary to me is when somebody's reaching out over one of the upper decks.
And foul back
always
into
feel
the
like they might just come tumbling right out of there.
Oh, it's happened from time to time. People forget where they are in relationship to the rail. They'll lean over to try to catch a pop-up. And
the most amazing thing that I've ever seen, though, had nothing to do with a foul ball, and we were playing the Yankees in doubleheader down at Old Exhibition Stadium.
And we'll have to get to that when we come back. Hill's retired. Lynn's retired on a ground ball to shortstop. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Felix Hernandez is dealing, but he still trails by a run. Jose Bautista has driven in the only run of this ball game with his 50th home run of the season, back in the first with 2 outs. Fourth Blue Jay pitcher will be Scott Downs. It was Hill for 5. Brad Mills had a good 6th. Jason Frazier a good 7th. And now Scott Downs for the 8th. First pitch strike to Sean Figgins.
Well, so far today it's went just like they planned it out. Hill goes 5 innings very effectively. Follow him up with Mills, then Frazier, now Downs. If Downs can get through the 8th unscathed, then you've set it up perfectly for your closer in the 9th.
This is probably the most important hitter in the ball game for the Blue Jays, to keep Sean Figgins off the bases. He's in a hole 0-2. Just missed the inside corner. Figgins has had a lot of luck against Downs. He's 4 for 7 in his career against the Jays lefty. Curveball has bounced in the dirt.
Well, you get late in the game. Obviously, power is always very dangerous, but great speed is as well, especially leading off an inning. If he can get aboard, 40 stolen bases on the season, and most certainly a threat to run off of first base to get into scoring position, and a distraction for the pitcher.
2-2 just off the plate. Sean Figgins knows what his job is. Get on base. Took a close pitch. Payoff pitch. Popped up. That'll drift out of play. People always talk about the home run and how exciting that is. I'll take a 1-0 game any day of the week. Every pitch is important. Every defensive play key. We have seen it here again this afternoon. Felix Hernandez finds himself behind 1-0. And you can't really say he made a mistake. A home run hitter hit his 50th home run. You got to tip your cap, but just 2 hits allowed by Felix Hernandez. Leadoff walk. Good at bat by Figgins.
Well, guys, Jose Bautista with his 50th, but today the Gold Glove ballots went out. Applicable to only coaches and managers. You can't vote for your own player, but with Jose Bautista and his 11 outfield assists, has made just 7 errors, shuttling back and forth between third and right field. I would say he's got a pretty good chance to get some respect as far as that goes as well.
It's a very good call. You've certainly gotten a lot of support around the league. We talk about how well he's played in right. Good defender, great arm, plays the position very well. Jose Lopez with Figgins aboard. Cut on and missed. 0-2. Good curveball from Downs.
And the one advantage having the left-hander on the mound, of course, it makes it more difficult for Figgins to run off of first base. So having walked him to put him aboard to start this inning. Right now, at least these first couple of pitches to the plate, Figgins with not much of a lead and doesn't indicate that he's looking to try to run right now.
Lopez waves at the breaking ball and just gets a piece of it.
Hey, Scott Downs, his move is really nothing deceptive. His best move's probably when he steps off very quickly and with the quick snap throw.
There have only been 3 attempts against Downs this year. You can see Figgins not really comfortable with a big lead. He's shortened up dramatically. Cut on and missed. Lopez goes down on strikes.
Well, anytime you see a base stealer like Figgins and he doesn't have that right foot at least out on the turf, he's not comfortable. A good breaking ball, steady diet of breaking balls to Lopez, and never really made the adjustment. But again, that quick snap throw that Downs has, you get a little too far with that lead and you get to leaning a little bit, thinking about trying to get a jump, and he steps off with the quick snap throw. Might not get back in time.
Justin Smoke looks at a low fastball for ball 1. It's a fine line whether Downs wants to use that pickoff move in this situation. Figgins doesn't look like he's comfortable with the lead at all. And if you risk throwing the ball away, Figgins might end up at third.
There was the step off to hold him, to stop him.
I think he's in Figgins' head pretty good right now.
Well,
2-0.
Until he gets that foot, that right foot out on the turf, probably no reason to throw over him. Just kind of vary your delivery to the plate in terms of time. Come set and go, come set, maybe hold it a little bit longer and then go. It's probably all he needs to do right now.
3-0. And Sevilla go out to the mound. Downs called for him to come to the mound. In his effort to keep Sean Figgins close at first, he's fallen behind Justin Smoke. 3-0. 8th inning, 1-0 ball game. Mariners have out hit the Blue Jays 5-2. Right down Broadway. If they're going to run, this is the time to do it right here. 3-1 count. You got a good runner at first in Figgins. Create some movement on the infield.
Oh, when you're struggling to score runs.
Figgins not going. This ball is popped up, playable. Down the right field line. Overbag can't make a play. It's a fair ball. Figgins goes to second. All hands are safe. It's a base hit for Justin Smoke, a pop-up. Overbay was holding the base runner on, kind of got twisted around, didn't have a real good path to the ball.
Well, he got twisted around, and there is some wind blowing, and it's kind of swirling around in the Rogers Center, and you can tell by the route that he was taking that wind was moving the ball around a little bit, and he's unable to make the catch. But it's a play that probably should have been made. It wasn't an easy play, but that ball was in the air a long time.
That was a tough play just because of where it was hitting. You could see Overbay was dealing with the wind as he was trying to make that over-the-shoulder catch, but Smoke's aboard. First and second, one out. There's an indication of what Overbay was dealing with that breeze, and Darren Brown's going to send up a pinch hitter. It's the veteran Franklin Gutierrez. Gutierrez has been dealing with gastritis since he's been here. He's not been able to play, dealing with stomach issues, so this will be his first at bat of the series. Gutierrez, just one pinch hit appearance this year. He's 0 for 1. But he leads the Mariners in RBI this year with 58. Gutierrez 0 for 2 against Scott Downs. Downs would love to get a ground ball here in this situation. Infield at double play depth. Cut on and missed. Infielders have to remind themselves, if there is a ground ball, you got to do your best to keep it in the infield. Knock it down. If you don't have a chance to make a play, try to knock it down and keep Figgins from scoring. Outfield is straight away for Gutierrez. Ball and a strike. There goes Figgins at third. Ball's fouled out of play. Boy, Figgins got a great jump, but Smoke didn't move at first.
Well, Figgins, you could tell by watching him that he was really looking to go and felt like he had read downs. See the little shuffle and then went right away. He had third base stolen.
And that was a mistake by Smoke. He's got to follow Figgins, because even if Figgins steals, Smoke's still at first base and double play still in play.
Still in order. That's a base running mistake.
A ball and 2 strikes. Popped up center field. Wells has it. Figgins is tagging at second, but he'll stay there. Good pitch by Scott Downs. Gets the pinch hitter.
You know, it's interesting. You've got the great speed and the base stealer off of second. You've got a first baseman in Smoke over at first base. Can you, and this is a question for you as a catcher, if you see that jump off of second base and that there's not going to be a chance to throw that runner out, you throw through the second base if the trailer, in this case Smoke, happens to go, and maybe try to get throw him out at second base?
Absolutely. If he's running, he's the guy that's important, because you're playing at home and he represents the go-ahead run. You always go for the trail runner in that situation, especially when it's a base stealer of the caliber of Sean Figgins. 2 outs, the catcher, Adam Moore.
But most certainly it takes recognition on part of the catcher to realize I've got no chance at third, so I'm going to go to second. Read that right away and make no hesitation with the throw down to try to get the trail runner or the trailing runner.
Pop back into the screen, and it just all gets back to paying attention. You're at home. You're in the 8th inning. Figgins has 40 steals. Your chances of throwing him out are very small. And if he does steal it and you throw to third, now the go-ahead runner is in scoring position at second. Ball and a strike, 2 outs. Curveball missed outside.
And Just trying to think along with the situation. You would have to believe that a very experienced player and base stealer like Figgins is not going to run unless he's almost absolutely sure he's going to be successful in stealing third base.
3-1. Mentioned Moore has a couple of hits, a couple of singles in 3 trips. 1-0 ball game. Sean Figgins walked to start the inning. He's at second. Popped down the right side over near the seats and out of play. So now it'll be a full count. With 2 outs, both base runners will be off on the pitch. Downs, the leadoff walk to Figgins, a 1-out single to Smoke. It was a pop-up that fell down the right field line. Full count to Adam Moore. Base runners will get a running start. There go the runners. Strike 3 call. Moore couldn't pull the trigger. Fastball right down the middle. Scott Downs strands a couple here in the 8th inning, protects a 1-run lead. 3-2 fastball right down the middle. On 5-2 ERA under 1, and he has continued that here this afternoon. Just 1 run on 2 hits. The run came with 2 outs in the first. This has been just exactly what he has experienced all year long. Great pitching, not much run support. Mariners have stranded 9 base runners.
The Jays have 2 hits off of Hernandez. Of course, we know number 50. It's a home run by Bautista. And the other one was just an infield hit, ball that was not hit hard, by Travis Snyder.
Brian Longerhans has come on defensively in left field. Michael Saunders started in left. Gutierrez pinch hit for him, and now Longerhans takes over defensively.
And his overall run support for the season is 3.20. That is the lowest in the American League.
2-1.
And in 8 of his 11 losses, the Mariners have scored 1 or no runs at all.
Yeah, you can make a strong argument for Hernandez being Cy Young Award winner. You break down all the pitching numbers, but I don't know how you feel. I feel that no matter what your run support is, a starting pitcher is measured by his ability to win games. Goes back to the Jack Morris, Burton Blyleven philosophy. Good breaking ball. Encarnacion strikes out to start the 8th. 5 strikeouts for Hernandez.
And this again shows experience and knowledge and feel. 3-2. He's so confident he goes with the off-speed pitch because he's probably thinking in his mind, based upon experience and observation, that if I get it close, Encarnacion will swing at it because he's geared for fastball and he'll chase.
And he struck out Encarnacion twice today, both with breaking balls. J.P. Arencibia, one of the 5 strikeouts today.
And that's something as a pitcher that it's important to be aware of also, because you can really help yourself out when you identify who will chase, who doesn't, who's patient and will lay off that 3-2 breaking ball that's down and out of the strike zone.
Well, I tell you what, he gives you the kitchen sink, man. Fastballs both sides of the plate, sinks them, cuts them, runs them, curveball, slider, changeup. You can't look for one pitch against Hernandez. 1-2. Hit high and deep to left field. The wind's got a hold of it. It's going to hang up for Langerhans, and Arencibia is retired. 2 outs in the 8th.
So what you're saying is, if you do happen to get a mistake, you better not miss it.
And I think it took a great hitter to make the difference in this ball game. Jose Bautista with the home run. And I'm not even going to say it was a mistake. Head-to-head matchup and a good one. Travis Snyder has the only other hit against Hernandez, a ground ball to the shortstop that he beat up. Ball and a strike, still throwing 95 miles an hour. Hernandez is going to be real good when he grows up. '96.
And with the left-handers today in particular, he has really just worn out that outside corner with that good running fastball. He has pitched Overbay, Lynn, and Snyder virtually the same the entire afternoon. Just away, 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 occasionally something off speed, but for the most part, he's just been on that outside corner the entire afternoon, or when he's wanted to be, just off the plate.
Little cutter inside, and you can see Hernandez is in total control of his game. He knows exactly what he wants to do, and when he throws a pitch that misses his spot, he knows why he missed, and he makes the adjustment on the mound.
Well, he knows if it was something mechanical or on purpose. He knows right there he flew open off that pitch, and that's the reason the arm couldn't catch up. You can almost tell he's thinking to himself, keep that front shoulder closed.
Line to the second baseman. Snyder hits it hard, but he lines out to Sean Figgins. Blue Jays go quietly in the 8th. It's a 1-run game. Kevin Gregg will come out of the Blue Jays bullpen to try to close this one out. And Kevin Gregg comes out of the pen. He's the 5th Blue Jays pitcher to work today. Gregg looking for his 35th save of the season to make a winner out of Sean Hill.
35 out of 40 if he can close it out here in the 9th. 54 in the 3rd innings, 54 strikeouts.
Matt Mangini takes the first pitch strike. Bottom 3rd of the Mariners order, Mangini, Hallman, and Wilson, the scheduled hitters. 1-1.
And you really can't say enough about the job that Kevin Gregg has done for the Jays this year in that closer role. He has really been solid the entire season.
Cutter pulled foul. A ball and 2 strikes. He certainly has, and as we mentioned, he did not start out the season as the closer. He is currently 5th in the American League with 34 saves. Line drive center field. That's in front of Vernon Wells. The leadoff batter's aboard. Matt Mangini has his first big league hit. First major league hit leads off the 9th inning in a 1-0 ball game. Now he'll give way to the pinch runner, Matt Tuiasosopu.
And you'd have to believe in this situation they're going to sacrifice bunt, move that runner along, and then give yourself 2 opportunities to tie the game. And of course that will mean that Ichiro, if they can successfully bunt the runner along, will get another at bat in this game.
Greg Hallman not showing bunt, and Hallman is a power hitter. You just wonder how many times he's been asked to bunt in his professional career.
But that's something that you would think he would be able to do if called upon to do so. Because at the major league level, at some point, somewhere in the future, he may be the go-to RBI man, but you know, oftentimes you come to the big leagues as a power hitter out of the minor leagues. You still have to, you're going to be asked to move a runner along from time to time.
0-2. Outside, he checks in time. Two and two.
Well, Hallman chased that second pitch, which is a slider, just off the plate. And Kevin Gregg, veteran, is going to go back out there twice more to see if he can get him to chase again, but couldn't get one close enough to entice Hallman to swing at it.
Curveball, strike 3. Couldn't pull the trigger. Gregg crossed him up. First out of the 9th.
Well,
breaking ball.
Again, a veteran knows you got a young hitter looking most certainly to try to hit the fastball, and was not going to give in with it after a couple of 3 sliders in a row. Follows it up with a curveball.
Mike Carp, a power hitter in AAA this year with 29 home runs, will come on to pinch hit for the shortstop, Josh Wilson. Carp was the DH in yesterday's game, went 1 for 4. Kevin Gregg would love to get a ground ball double play and get out of this game and leave Ichiro standing on deck. Ball on the strike. Blue Jays have turned 2 double plays today, and the third one would keep Ichiro from hitting here in the ninth. 1-1 count to Mike Karp, the pinch hitter. Hey, one thing that we haven't talked a lot about this afternoon, but J.P. Arancibia has done a pretty good job of catching. Very quietly, he has caught a shutout. Mariners have but 7 hits. And you love it when you don't notice a catcher very much in a 1-0 game. He's doing a lot of good things. Foul chipped into Arancibia's glove.
And for the most part this entire afternoon, you haven't seen the pitchers, some of which are veterans, shaking him off very much. He's been in sync and on the same page with him. And it doesn't seem like a big thing, but it really is to a pitcher.
2-2 pitch, cut on and missed. Karp strikes out. 2 down.
It's kind of a curveball that just really backs up a little bit. Doesn't have a lot of real good bite to it, but it's because it's up. And Karp swings right underneath it. A pitcher get into a pretty good groove, and he has to start shaking the catcher off consistently, and it can be a disruption to his rhythm from time to time.
This is why you wanted to double play. Ichiro's 12 for 20 against Kevin Gregg. Gregg came to the big leagues with the Angels, and Ichiro, of course, with Seattle, both American League West Division teams.
Now the one luxury you have right here, if you're an infielder, is because of the runner off of first, you can play deeper because you have that force out at second base.
But he spreads the defense thin.
And of course,
3-0.
all around the outfield with Snyder, Wells, and Bautista all playing very deep. Try to prevent any type of extra base hit to extend their range and cut the ball off.
That's going to be trouble. Aaron Hill back, makes a running catch. Blue Jays win it. Brennan Wells was deep to guard against the extra base hit. Hill knew that. He was the only guy that had a chance to make a play, and he comes through.
When you pitch well, puts a premium on great defense. We saw that here to end the ball game. An outstanding running catch by Aaron Hill. But the Jays, a good start from Sean Hill. Very good relief pitching. They close it out, a 1-run ball game here, 1-0. Here's a look at the catch that ends the ball game. Outstanding running catch by Hill. Couple of milestones here today. Jose Bautista hits number 50. And of course, Ichiro, 2 hits, 200 on the season, the 10th consecutive season that he's accomplished that feat.
1-0 ball game. Sean Hill wins for the first time since April of 2009. Bautista hits his 50th home run. Thanks for watching a great ball game.